We can do a little better than that. I said, LA, how are we feeling today? That's what I'm talking about. My name is Anthony Valadez. I'm from KCRW. And yeah, I want to thank y'all for coming out for this wonderful occasion. Joined by a wonderful vocalist, artist. She is amazing and we love her at KCRW. Please join me in welcoming Yuna. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Feeling amazing. Shout outs to OK Player for helping us out.
Yeah!
Sonos in this wonderful space. So the brand new album drops tonight.
Yeah, tonight or tomorrow.
So,
yeah, midnight.
Well, technically midnight, which is Nocturnal.
Yeah.
Which is the name of the record.
Yeah.
Thank you. So tell me about the title. I'm curious to know why you entitled it Nocturnal.
Wow. I don't know, it's just some random name. I'm kidding. But well, most of the songs that I wrote for this album were written, you know, like obviously, you know, when I go into the studio, it's like, you know, during the day, like, you go into the studio, but at night, like that's the time when, you know, I spend, you know, some time alone and just like, you know, like trying to get some creative juices flowing. And and usually like at 2 a.m. in the morning, like 3 a.m. in the morning, that's the time when, you know, like the perfect time when you're just up and you're thinking about everything. You're thinking about your life, or you're thinking about, you know, someone like from 7 years ago, you know, stuff like that. And I guess that's how, you know, the name Nocturnal came up. You know, I thought, oh yeah, it would be a cool name for the second album. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also curious to know, I believe you mentioned 2 or 3 years ago, you transitioned to living in LA.
Yeah.
And how has that affected your songwriting process? Has it affected your songwriting process?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I'm more, you know, like obviously I'm more open to, you know, new stories to tell about. Like, you know, that's how I see it. You know, when I write songs, not really to just write for myself, but also, you know, for people around me, and also about the people around me. And just moving out here really kind of just like, you know, broadened my horizons, and I see more, you know, a lot of new things and meet a lot of new people and experience new things. So definitely, you know, it helped me a lot as an artist. You know, as an artist, I grew, you know, but rather than before moving out here, I kind of, you know, I was really afraid of trying something new, you know what I mean? So when I was out here, I got the opportunity to just like work with a lot of different producers and, you know, with different writers, and I had a lot of fun. I was just like, oh, cool, you know, like I could explore R&B, or like I could explore hip hop, or like rock, and you know, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
You mentioned working with new people on this album.
Yeah.
You've got Omas Keith, you've got Chad Hugo of the Neptunes. You've got some amazing people on this record. Can you explain a little bit what the collaborative process was like?
Well, working with, you know, a lot of different producers can be a little bit stressful. It's kind of like, it's like blind dates, you know, like you've never met them before, and you know, you're in the studio and you have to work with them. But I'm so, you know, I'm just so lucky that these people that I was working with, you know, they're just so talented and they're so sweet, and they're, you know, we clicked, and immediately, you know, like we managed to come up with like a lot of cool stuff. And the process is, you know, it's just really natural. You know, I would come into the studio and we would like jive to some songs that I like. We would maybe like go through some gossip blogs before that, you know, find out like
what sites? I'm curious.
Oh wow,
World Star?
I can't remember, but
It's okay.
anyways, like yeah, it just, you know, like it's a lot of fun. Like I get to hang out with them prior to the writing process, and prior to the recording sessions, and you know, they're just really cool people, and after, you know, after like getting to know each other, we're just like, okay, let's sit down and just like start writing music. Yeah.
It's a beautiful album. I'm kind of curious, when you mentioned that you guys would listen to songs, I'm curious about that experience. what songs were you listening to get into that mood to record?
Oh wow, a lot of different things. I remember like I was listening to a lot of Subtract before recording, this album. A lot of Frank Ocean. Last year was Frank's year, so and Lil Dragon, Lee K. Lee.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good stuff right there. Another cool thing,
yeah, I love Kimbra.
those are all great songs, or albums. Another cool thing I love about your albums is, and I suggest that you guys tonight at midnight, go pick up that album digitally, and then tomorrow go to Amoeba and pick up the album because it's beautiful. Look at the art cameras. The artwork is on point. Your last album as well. Can you talk about the visual content? Do you have any say in this? Because they're always amazing. Whoever's doing your artwork is always killing it.
Well, yeah, I mean, Verve is really, they're just so wonderful to work with, and I'm just really blessed to be able to, give my ideas. And for example, like for the photo shoot, I kind of like pitched for, I wanted something flowery, like I love flowers, but I don't want it to be tacky, so, they suggested. But yeah, I mean, it came out really cool, so I'm just really happy, and I worked with, Autumn, who's a really amazing, she's an amazing photographer, and Kevin, who designed the packaging, and they're just like a really great team, and yeah, I'm really happy it looks like that, like awesome. When you're an artist, when the music is done, you want everything else to be perfect. So I couldn't ask for anything better. Like, it's really cool. Another
cool element that I love and respect about you, I remember seeing you in Pasadena. You did a free show for your fans.
Yeah.
And I remember you staying and signing copies. Like, you stayed all the way to the end, and the line was huge. And you tend to have this very authentic, genuine relationship with your fans. How important is your fan base to you?
Well, I mean, a lot of people are not, used to seeing that, but it's pretty much normal for me. I started making music in Malaysia 7 years ago, and it's always been like that. Like, I started in a very small independent scene, and in Malaysia, it's a small scene, but my fans are just they're really supportive, so I'm just so used to being on stage, and then after that I would come down and meet all the fans, and I'm so used to that, and I guess I appreciate them, because I know it's not sometimes fans understand you more than you understand yourself, and I know how I appreciate that, and I try to give back as much as I can, and just to tell them, just to meet them and look at them in the eye and say thank you so much. It would have been possible without you. I wouldn't be here. So yeah.
That's beautiful. And also, I noticed you're very connected with your fans via social media. I know backstage you were talking about Twitter and how engaged you are. I think that's awesome, and I think you're definitely at the forefront of connecting with your audience. Another cool thing that I wanted to ask you about was this new record. What was it like? It's very upbeat. You talk about the coming to LA and having those fears, but yet this album, I don't hear fear on it. I hear a lot of optimism. Was it hidden, or?
Oh, I mean, that's the thing. On the first album, I love the first album, but I was one thing that I regretted not doing in the first album. I didn't really showcase what what I can do. It was kind of half measure, So the second album, I told myself, you got to do the full measure now, and just try and be as creative as you can, and give it 110%, and that's exactly what I feel I did that on this album, and I'm really happy, all the ideas, all that I planned, kind of, how I wanted the album to sound like, and I'm really happy.
And this record is on Verve?
This record is on Verve, yeah.
How's that relationship? I'm sure it's positive.
Yeah,
gonna say
no,
otherwise, right?
I love them. You know, they're so great. They're so supportive. So yeah, I'm really blessed. Yeah.
Awesome. I remember seeing Yuna on the boardwalk in Venice skateboarding. And I was like, oh boy, she's LA all the way now. I get to see you, Tupac. But well, I'm excited about the record, and I'm definitely excited to see you guys perform. You mentioned regrets. No regrets on this album?
No. I think I worked really hard on this album, so I'm just excited for tonight. You know, like I've been waiting for 29th October for a very long time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm excited. Again, I encourage you guys to please buy the album, support independent music, support this lady, and support her vision. And what we're gonna do is take a 5-minute break, and her and the amazing band are gonna come up and perform. Please make some noise. Yuna?